We all need to collectively boycott ABC and Disney expeditiously. Cancel your Hulu, cancel your annual Christmas trip to Disney. Them kids don't need to see a Mickey Mouse Christmas that bad. Go to Universal. The dangerous precedent that the firing of Jimmy Kimmel sets is something that we only see in places like North Korea and other countries that are autocratic nations. And let's be very clear, Jimmy Kimmel was not fired because he said something disparaging about Charlie Kirk. He was fired, one, for questioning and criticizing the president's response to this entire tragedy, and two, placing the blame on conservatives and MAGA in the same way that they are trying to do the shooter's transgender lover. And for ABC and Disney to capitulate so quickly just tells me that we are quickly sliding into an era of state-led media. This is not a drill, y'all. This is not normal. It's a direct attack on all Americans' First Amendment rights. And the only way to effectively combat this is by withholding our dollar. If you are a person who likes to speak freely in internet spaces, in public settings, without fear of persecution, you might want to join us in this fight because it benefits your own self-interest, and that goes for everybody across the aisle. Nowhere in that monologue did he condone what happened to Charlie Kirk or advocate for violence. The issue is that he criticized our president. That is terrifying. I'm interested to hear how a lot of you guys feel about this topic, so please feel free to comment your thoughts down below. All of that in a bag of chips being said, as always, it is your girl, Day.
I don't know when it's going to hit the news of what happened today, but the blowback from this whole ABC News canceling Jimmy Kimmel Live is historic. Not only are people canceling their Hulu app, their Disney Plus apps, their ABC apps, people are boycotting Marvel, studios, Marvel Comics, movies, and any Disney movie. People are protesting outside of Disney in Burbank today. People are canceling Disney cruises, okay? Disney cruises. And people are canceling trips to the Disney parks, Disney World and Disneyland here in California. So screw Disney, screw ABC. You were concerned about the FCC and Donald Trump having power over you. And remember, you make your money off the people. So that was your mistake, getting scared by the FCC. You should be scared by the people who put food on your table. And that's us. And you're canceled.
Y'all, good morning. I know that everybody has heard about Disney and what's going on over there, right? We've all heard what's happening. But did y'all hear that over the last 2 days, 3 days since all of this started happening, that Disney has lost over $3.87 billion? I can't imagine losing $3.87 right now. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, people are canceling subscriptions, Disney, Hulu, ESPN. I love it. I love it. But I just want to say, y'all remember that story when we were growing up about King Midas, and everything he touched turned to gold? Well, I think we need to start calling syphilitic Sid King Minus, because everything he touches turns to shit and then disappears. I'm not laughing yes, I am. Because didn't they see what happened to Target? I just don't get it. You are one of the largest corporations on the planet. You could have simply just told, no, we're not doing this. Now, I'm sure, they gonna recover. Disney gonna recover. They'll bounce back sooner or later. But I have to say I love this for them. I'm glad I went last week because I won't be going for a while. And have y'all noticed too that here on this app, like every third advertisement is for Disney Plus and Hulu and all of that, and they bundle packages? So y'all know, y'all see it. Okay, bye.
public is really angry about this story. It's not just what you're seeing, right, from Sinclair and Nexstar, but now we're actually seeing the public starting to call for a total boycott of Disney. Now, we've seen this before. I mean, think about Bud Light, think about Target, and those companies really suffered. And they still haven't recovered, for goodness sakes, at either Target or at Bud Light. Cracker Barrel, great example there. We saw a big boycott push at Cracker Barrel, and what did they do? They brought back the logo, so the guy, I guess he's the cracker who's sitting on the barrel, he's allowed to be on there again. And they're not going through with all those renovations that just made them look like a fancy Burger King after all. So that was a smart response. They listened to their audience or to their customers, and they responded in kind. It took Bud Light a whole lot longer to do that. And so the damage was done. And frankly, who needs Bud Light when you can have Coors Light? It was a very easily changeable thing. And so we saw that company really suffer the consequences. They're still not over it. So now what happens to Disney? Disney's a little different, right? Because there's only one Disney World, there's only one Disneyland. I would say it's not worth going anymore. There's probably it's not worth it. It's too expensive. There's long lines. It's just not worth it. As for Disney overall and the entertainment product they put out, I think even they've figured it out. They can't quite get it right. They can't get it right. They can't actually make a movie anymore, because they're so twisted with their wokeism. They try and do Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but you can't call them dwarfs. So why don't we just call them the Seven People, and they can be all different heights. And well, now the small people community is all upset because now they've just offended them. And the actors that are in that community were like, wait a second, we were waiting for this movie gig our whole lives, and now you're taking away from us. Well, now Americans are increasingly saying, we don't need Disney. We don't want Disney. Let's boycott Disney. Okay, so let me go to this. Let me show you what we've got on the screen. They're saying, it's affiliated with ABC. Yes, Disney owns ABC, okay? So boycott alert. Disney ABC just caved and pulled Jimmy Kimmel for political reasons. Nexstar, which owns the CW and 200 plus local ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox stations, is part of the same machine. Boycott Disney. Now, I'm not sure if this person is actually on the left or the right. I actually think they got a real problem here, because I think people on the left are furious with Disney. They're going to say, oh, you caved. How could you? You know what? How dare you do this? And so they're mad. And consequently, if they're mad, they're going to say, we're going to boycott Disney. And you get those of us on the right that are saying, well, they can't make a good product. They're so obsessed with wokeism and DEI in all of their movies right now that it's really kind of not worth going and watching. And thus we're boycotting them. I told you guys about Halloween a few years ago. I've showed you the pictures. Gosh, maybe I should show them again. I went looking for, my son likes to run. And you remember that show, The Incredibles, where one of the superpowers was running and he really liked that character, Dash? Yeah, well, Disney, makes the costume, right? Disney is where you need to go to buy the costume. And so I was trying to find a costume for my son. And I went, let's see, this is just a couple years.
Maybe you spoke too soon. That comment is in response to the video I made yesterday about the fact that people are canceling their Disney accounts and that my neighbor had canceled her Disney account. Well, lo and behold, a lot of people are canceling their Disney account. Disney is feeling that pain right now. People are canceling ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu. They are canceling ABC. It is wild. In fact, Disney's cancellation site has been crashing for that very reason. Even the stars of some of the Disney shows are coming out and saying, hey, this isn't right. Go ahead, cancel your Disney Plus. They are starring in the shows. So I'm telling you, if more of us actually come together, we can accomplish so much more, because this was not right.
I was out there bragging like, yep, cancel Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN, ABC. We're boycotting. Left it on a voicemail, thought I was leading the charge. Then I get a call back. Oh yeah, we canceled too. I'm like, see, the movement's growing. And then they hit me with, I actually work for Disney now, so can't boycott my paycheck. Instant awkward silence. Didn't know their new show was literally Disney. Me just standing there like, okay. Who else hit cancel?
Brothers and sisters, let's talk about something interesting happening in American media right now. There's growing talk about Americans boycotting ABC and Disney after the cancellation of Jimmy Kimmel live show. Now, this isn't just about a late-night talk show. It touches on bigger issues: media influence, corporate decisions, cancel culture, and how people respond when their favorite platforms and personalities disappear. Jimmy Kimmel has been a household name for decades. His late-night show on ABC became one of the longest-running in modern television history. He entertained millions, tackled politics, hosted countless celebrities, and even used comedy to spotlight social issues. So when ABC, owned by Disney, decided to cancel his show, it sent shockwaves across entertainment and media circles. Now, why are Americans boycotting ABC and Disney? For many, Kimmel responded a voice that blended comedy with commentary. Supporters feel the cancellation was less about ratings and more about silencing a certain kind of perspective. Others simply feel betrayed because Disney has been tightening its grip on creative voices, focusing more on profits and branding than on freedom of expression. Networks cancel shows all the time, but the outrage shows us something deeper. Americans are increasingly frustrated with how media giants make decisions without considering the public's emotional investment in these programs. This is where the conversation gets educational. Disney owns ABC, ESPN, Hulu, Marvel, Star Wars, and a huge portion of the entertainment industry. When one corporation has that much influence, its choices shape not just what we watch, but also how culture develops. The cancellation of one show may look small, but it's part of a bigger pattern: fewer independent voices and more corporate-driven narratives. There's always tension between free speech and business. Networks want shows that bring in ad dollars. Creators want freedom to express ideas, sometimes controversial. Jimmy Kimmel often pushed boundaries, and that made him valuable and risky. When networks cut off such voices, the question is, are they protecting business interests or are they suppressing creativity and dialogue? Boycotting ABC and Disney is one way people are showing their frustration. A boycott is an old, powerful tool. When people feel ignored, they use their wallets to speak. Whether or not the boycott succeeds, it highlights an important lesson. Media corporations rely on public trust. Once audiences feel betrayed, rebuild that trust isn't easy. This whole situation is a reminder for all of us. Whether we're in America, the Caribbean, Africa, or anywhere else, media is not neutral. It's controlled by powerful corporations that make choices affecting culture, values, and even politics. Audiences have to stay aware, question what they consume, and support platforms that truly represent diverse voices. So, brothers and sisters, whether you love Jimmy Kimmel or not, the bigger story is about the relationship between audiences and corporations. This boycott shows that people are paying attention. They want more transparency, more authenticity, and less corporate silencing of voices. And that's something worth reflecting on. Now, thanks for watching, and kindly subscribe, comment, like, and share this video. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.